guys, I'm Evan Itzbeth, Springbok rugby player. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tour with G-Man.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about the top rugby players in world rugby at the moment, in an opinion that was done by Rugby World magazine. They put out their top 100 rugby players in the world that they reckon are deserving of being the best in the world. Now I'm going to go through the top 10 of this list and just briefly chat about my thoughts of it, and obviously might have a replacement here and there who I feel maybe deserves to be in this position rather than others, but again, it's literally one player. Other than that, it's a pretty solid squad. Now obviously the build up to the Rugby World Cup, all these guys mentioned are going to want to give it their absolute all in order to achieve the ultimate goal, and that's firstly going to the Rugby World Cup, competing without an injury, number 2, and 3, hopefully winning it. Now obviously you've got the All Blacks who are going to be going in as favourites. I mean, come on, you can't write them off. They're one of the best teams in the world. In fact, they are the best team in the world. They have done so well in their career and have really earned the right to own that title. But the special thing for the All Blacks is they're going in for a hat-trick of World Cup wins in a row, which would be absolutely remarkable, making it their 4th World Cup victory. Then you've got South Africa, who won number 3 as well. We won 95, which was just a couple of days ago, 24 years ago. We won 2007 against England, which was an amazing achievement as well. We're also hungry, but again, we're not going in as the favourites because we've had a rough couple of years, but we are definitely on the mend and the rise. You have a very down-and-out Australian side who are going to want to silence their critics once and for all. So you've got to keep a lookout for them. You've got Argentina, who have really dominated Super Rugby and have shown a lot of potential and growth and experience, which has been absolutely excellent. Then you've got the Six Nations teams. You've got England, who are brilliant in their own performances as well. They've come a long way. Ireland, 2018 was the best year for them yet. But then they hit a little bump, but they're still not down and out. They still won the Pro 14 Cup with Leinster, so you've got to watch out for Ireland. Then you've got Wales, who have had an absolutely humdinger of the year, winning the Six Nations and Grand Slamming it. Their story is truly amazing, and I'm very happy for them. And then you've got other teams like France, Scotland. You can never count these guys out. And the great thing about this World Cup is that everyone's developing, everyone's progressing, everyone's showing a lot of heart and talent, and everyone wants a shot at glory. So this is why I keep saying it's going to be one of the most competitive Rugby World Cups we are yet to see, because everyone's had this opportunity. All Blacks lost 2 games last year to Ireland as well as to South Africa. Those were big occurrences. They've also lost to Australia since the Rugby World Cup. They've almost lost to England, but they just couldn't hold out at the end, and the All Blacks just won it, which was brilliant. Why? Because they are the best team in the world at the last minute games, or the last 20 minutes, which is very important in rugby, and we clearly see why they are the strength. So all these players and all these teams are really wanting to put their hand up. So again, who knows, maybe 1 or 2 of these guys might not get selected. We could have an injury still. We still got the Rugby Championship that's coming up just less than a month away. We've got the finals of the Super Rugby. We've got the summer tour in the Northern Hemisphere, where those guys are going to be competing. So there's so much rugby still to play before the granddaddy of them all. But I mean, these players are pure class and pure talent, and obviously to have any of these guys in your squad is really remarkable. The only thing I am just sad about is that there's not a South African in the top 10, and 1 Irishman, so I'm a bit faffed about that. But and the reason I will explain in the video as we go on. But overall, I mean, the top 20 are pretty straightforward, but these top 10s are always the tough ones to pick, because you've got guys who have had a great year. You've got guys who had a great year last year but have probably missed out, and that definitely was an occurrence for 1 or 2 names that I'm surprised that weren't there. But again, we'll go through the list now and see what you guys think, and I want in the comment section you guys to name your top 10 players, and I'll be very interested to see if you guys differ as opposed to what Rugby World magazine has selected. So yeah, number one. Oh no, let's start with number 10. So 10, we start off with Tide for Long. Now this man has been one of the best number threes in world rugby. Last year was an outstanding year for him, and he continued it. Even in Ireland's tough times, he showed a lot of strength and character and was really brilliant in everything he could offer. I was truly impressed with him, and he definitely deserves a spot at the top 10. Number 9, now they have gone for, excuse my pronunciation, uh, Willemay Mata from Fiji. Now, my personal opinion, I would have either had Faf de Klerk from South Africa, Malcolm Marx from South Africa, or I would have had Peter Omani. Now, the reason why I say Peter is because that man had an outstanding year last year. He was one of Ireland's top rugby players. Then, even in this time, he won Man of the Match awards. He did well for Munster. He was true class, and I'm a little disappointed that he's not in the top 10. I think from an ambassador point of view, he made a lot of effort. He showed a lot of class and character within that squad in good times and in bad, and for me, should have a position probably ahead of the South Africans. But I wanted to include the South African, and Faf de Klerk had a good year for the Boks, and as well as Malcolm Marx, he started off strong, especially against England. But I really feel that Peter should have been in there. No disrespect to Mata. Obviously, Fiji have had their sparking moments. They got some good victories last year, and this man was quite an impact player for them. But yeah, I would have rather done that. Number 8, you're going with the Scotsman Finn Russell. Great choice. He was a true star in the Six Nations for me. I mean, the point scorer, he was brilliant. He led the game from the front. His tactical kicking was genius. And yeah, he's got to be there. Obviously, people would say, where's Stuart Hogg? Hoggy was obviously injured at the start of the year, so unfortunately he will miss out. And I think that's the reason why World Rugby Magazine have done this, or Rugby World Magazine. But still, great person there. Even the dog agrees. Number 8, Finn Russell. I think that's a respectable move. Number 7, they've gone with the All Black, Mr. Ben Smith. Now, this man is a machine. He offers so much talent to All Black rugby, not only to the Highlanders, but to the All Blacks in itself. The heart this man has, the strength, the speed at his age, the quality, the tacticalness within a man. He is a true genius and one of the best players in world rugby today. I think he's outstanding. I rate him highly. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's truly done wonders for the All Blacks, and definitely deserves a position in at the top 7 or top 10. 6, we've gone with Owen Farrell. Now, a lot of people probably have a few moans and groans if you're not an English fan, but let's face it, Owen Farrell has done a lot for the game for Saracens as well as for England. He's led from the front. He's taken that team from a really tough situation that they had in 2018 and really gelled and developed and took them to another level. I have been thoroughly impressed with him and what he's had to offer, and I think he's just been absolutely outstanding in everything he's done. Yes, he's had controversy with the shoulder charge and all that jazz, but again, World Rugby has deemed it legal. So we can't continue money about it because it's done and dusted. But other than that, the man is a machine. He's world class, and he really has taken his fellow countrymen as well as provincial men to that next level. He's a Champions Cup champion. He did very well in the Six Nations, even though they didn't win it. He still was a very important player within that squad, and definitely a deserved player in that position. 5, we go with Liam Williams, the Welshman. I mean, he also another player. Wales have had a really remarkable year, and I've been thoroughly impressed with what they've achieved. And this man was such a star quality for them, and going in it, giving it his absolute all. Wales' success stories from where they were a few years ago to where they are now is truly remarkable. Number 2 in the world for a reason. They won the Six Nations, they grand slammed it, and I really have been impressed with what they had to offer. The never give up attitude. They won. I mean, they won every game. It was truly remarkable, and I was thoroughly impressed with what they had to offer. And Liam was just brilliant in everything he had to do. He showed up and he delivered when he needed to as a player, and he's definitely one of the top Welshmen, and one of the best players in world rugby, and definitely a top 10 aspect. I thought absolutely amazing. And again, Wales, you guys are just on fire at the moment. Number 4, interesting, number 4, playing number 4, Brodie Retallick. This guy is just on another level. One of the best number 4s in world rugby, bar none. He has achieved so much for his country. He's achieved so much for the Chiefs. Obviously, Chiefs haven't had the hottest year this year, but what Brodie Retallick has done in an All Black jersey has really been amazing. Not only in a lineup, but as a defender, as a runner, the speed. I think I made a comment last year. He runs as quick as a wing when he wants to go. I think he got an intercept try, and it was absolutely brilliant. Intercept or a great score try, but he did a big run. It was in the championship, and it was really remarkable. He is a true champion of a game player, and he's terrifying to watch because of the hard hitting when he tackles a guy. I'd hate to be tackled by him, but he's truly brilliant at everything he has to give, and is one of the All Black star rugby players. I think he is a pure genius, and I've got a lot of respect for him, and in my top 10 he will be always. Really fantastic player. Number 3, we got Mako Vunipola. I mean, crikey, we know what this guy had to offer as England's prop. He's just a machine. That's all I can say. Man of the matches. Unfortunately, had a niggle or two for Saracens, but he was brilliant in absolutely everything. His tackling game, his scrummaging, his defence within the squad is truly remarkable, and I think he's an absolute true ambassador. And I hope he doesn't get injured again, or can recover from injuries so that he's fully strong for England, because he's a massive player that England are going to need going forward into this World Cup. It's going to be tough, but they're going to need him to really be at his best, because he can really change a game and make a game. I mean, we've seen the impact of Furlong for Ireland, who's really been strong. Franks for New Zealand. We've seen the beast when he's on form for the Springboks. I mean, you've got quality within these rugby squads. I mean, Owens for Wales as well. You got this brilliance, and when a prop really shines, sure, he can change your team, guys. He can change your team, and Vunipola has been one of them. Truly remarkable. Number 2 is a no-brainer. You got 2 and 1. I mean, 2 of the greatest rugby players in the world, and you can't argue this, because they really have achieved so much in their career as leaders of the game. Obviously, one's a captain, one's not. But number 2 is Mr. Beauden Barrett. Now, Beauden has really had a remarkable career. He's been a top force. His skillfulness, his ball movement within the passing, his tactical kicking, even his place kicking's improved. He's really come a long way as a rugby player, and he's a true ambassador to the game and to New Zealand. I mean, this whole talk the past 2 weeks about him maybe leaving Hurricanes for the Blues, it's been big media, because, I mean, he's a star quality player, and for the Canes to lose someone like him is going to be a massive loss. And for the Blues to gain someone like Beauden Barrett is massive. I mean, the impact he's had, the tries he scored. I mean, he scored 4 tries the other day or last year. Who can forget? It was amazing. The skillfulness he has to play. And one thing I've got a lot of respect for him. If Beauden has a bad game, and he did in the championship, it was against South Africa. It wasn't the greatest game. His kicking boot let him down a bit. But then he went back, and I think it was against Australia, he scored those 4 tries. It was truly remarkable what he has to offer as a player and a sport, and I've got a lot of respect for him, and he's definitely number 2. Yeah, it's a battle, but according to Rugby World magazine, he is number 2. Then we get to number 1. This guy is a machine. He is Welsh, and he's just a genius. Jones has achieved so much in his career. I mean, the talk of him, the skillfulness, the heart that man has on the field, the passion he has for his team, the never give up attitude from when they were not in the greatest form to where they are now. I mean, a lot of this credit is due to this man, because he is just absolutely brilliant. The speed on him, even though he's a big boy, he's got it. The defense, he goes into a tackle as if it's his last hope. I don't know, or it's just like if the guy goes past, it's going to end the world. He's going to tackle him no matter what. He wins the balls. His ball placement is brilliant. I think he's just a legend of the game, a true ambassador to Welsh rugby, and has really achieved so much, and is deserving to win this or to hold the title of #1 in the world. He's really been amazing, and I really couldn't pick a better #1. But yeah, congratulations once again to Wales and to his team of what they have achieved over the years. It's truly been remarkable, and I'm really excited to see what they have to, or what they're going to bring in this Rugby World Cup. It is going to be remarkable what we're going to see. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be competitive, it's going to be intense, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be the best World Cup in the world. So yeah, great top 10. I really am impressed with it. I can't argue with most of them. The only one is the Fijian. I would have pushed him down a bit and brought up maybe Faf, or definitely Peter O'Mahony. I think he's outstanding and should be recognised for it. Definitely from an Irishman point of view, maybe even ahead of Ty Furlong. But I thought Peter was outstanding in everything he had to offer. So that's the only change I would really make. Otherwise, I'm happy with that. So make sure you let me know who your top 10 in the world is. I'll be very curious to see and read them down below. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on another video. And I'll see you real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all rugby content. Stay safe and never give up.